Here we are again.
We're just testing.
Hello. I'm going to show you number 3.
Why are you trying to save a dead joke?
Hi, I'm Paul Carter.
And I'm Grant Carter, and welcome back to another video of Do You Know What to Do?
And we have a common dining seat here with a common problem. The springs, or 2 of them, have fallen out the bottom.
Alright.
So what we're going to do is show you, if this is your problem, how to fix it.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay, so to get started, we're going to flip this over and show you what to look for. You got to look for a specific type of clip when it comes to these when it comes to these zigzag springs.
Like ZZ Top, right?
Right. When it comes to these zigzag springs, you got to look for the type of clip that your application has. There's something called an E clip, and then there's a G clip.
Right. Kind of like E and G for music, if you're into that.
Right. So the G clip will attach to the rail on the top and come down the side of the rail, and then the zigzag spring is attached to that.
But we're not going to be using that.
No, we're using an E clip. Okay. So we're going to put that right on, well, you're going to see it. You can't see it from there. But we're going to show you how we're going to put that right on top of the rail here. But to get started, let's go ahead and cut this out here. We're obviously going to replace this. But you see what happened here. And I don't want to take this top cover. I have to take the top cover off, but I don't want to take the whole thing off.
Right, it's kind of like a waste of time.
It is. And we got decorative nails. So what I'm going to do is flip it up here.
Okay.
I'm going to take the decorative nails off. You can probably see it from that camera all the way around here. Probably, I'm going to try to get away with like halfway, maybe 3/4.
Just so you can lay it up a little bit.
I'm going to try to just peel it back, get out of my way. I don't want to take everything off.
Okay.
So I got to take the decorative nails off, take off this tape here.
And
okay,
sometimes, how do they attach
ribbon.
that tape?
It could be hot glue.
Okay. So what would you do?
Take a hairdryer.
Okay.
Take a hairdryer, get it hot, and just slowly start peeling it back as you go along. So you'll see me do that if that's the case, but it probably is. It may not be glued. I can't really tell yet. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to get started right now.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to show you what kind of tools you need. Most of these should just be household tools. You don't need to go out and buy anything. It's not necessary. You want to keep this as simple as possible. The only thing you're going to need to buy is those clips, and that's about it.
Just figure out which one you need. You're probably going to need an E-clip, most likely.
Right.
You know that clench it tool is $400?
What? I think it's more generic and just.
I think they're more
everything.
common, yeah.
In any case, you're also going to need this a nail. How thick is this?
That's about a 3/4 inch nail.
Okay.
So a tack, whatever you want to call it, so you can put it down. And you could even use a screw if you want. Just don't use something so big that it'll split your rail.
Right.
So let's see what we got going on underneath here. This rail could be split. I don't know.
That's true. If you are going to be using a screw, you can also pre-drill too, so you're less likely to split
with a smaller bit than the size of the screw.
Right. You got common tools like pliers here, hammer. I'm sure you can find that. These are nips. These are just to take out the staples, and so is this. You can just use a screwdriver and just pliers.
Anything to get it out.
Anything to get it out. And finally, you're going to need a hairdryer. This is only if you have tape that is glued on there. Right.
The tape, all this tape does right now is cover the staples underneath. The decorative nails is that purpose, decorative nails.
Right.
So what's holding it on is really the staples.
That's right. So it's.
We'll find out. I mean, I'm going to take. I know there's most likely staples behind there. So.
Right. It's just a fancy option. You can do or. You get it.
I have to carefully hold on to these because I got to put them back.
Right. And those are kind of unique. We don't.
I don't carry that style.
No.
So anyhow, so we're going to move on and start taking this off. I got to do the back, side, and half the front. So and half the back, or maybe a little bit more.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay, so I got all the decorative nails off, and the reason why I did that instead of just half of them, because they're the cheapest decorative nails I've ever worked with. Usually they do have a problem. You can bend, but you can be real careful and reuse them.
Like the shaft will bend or something like that.
Right, and you know, sometimes there's a problem, but this was a disaster. I think it's made of like a Coke can is stronger than that.
So it's like tinfoil.
It's total trash. So what I did is I got on the phone, talked to the client, and I told her, look, I don't have this particular style. I can't find it, so she can go back to the manufacturer. It's only 3 years old, and maybe they can get her the decorative nails that went to this particular chair. And I took them all off because having half of them would look stupid, and she has them on the back here and the outside back as well. So she said what she would do is for me to go ahead and just put back on the ribbon with the hot glue and cover up the staples, because there are staples underneath this ribbon here.
Okay. Yeah.
And then give it back to her. She'll contact them when they do get them. She'll drop this off, or we'll pick it up, and I'll just go ahead and put the nails back in for her, just so she can get her chair back.
Right. So, but what if she doesn't have like the nails? Like worst case scenario, then we'll just use the existing ribbon and try to get the impressions of the nails out.
Yeah, I'm going to take a light brush to it and see if I can get the impressions out. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what, and a fabric shaver,
All right,
which I have right here, so that'll shave any loose fibers. That's
Okay.
what it's made for.
All right. Perfect.
Okay, but and if she said if she can't find it, that it won't look that bad. That the back has the nails, the outside back, but the seat doesn't. So look how easy it is just to take this off here. Now they spliced it in right here, so I'm gonna have to be careful when I glue this back. Okay, they did a nice job there. All you do is just heat it up with a hairdryer. So we're going to finish this up. You got to be extremely careful because this fabric here frays. Hopefully yours doesn't. So I got to reuse this fabric. I only have a little bit to work with. So
What you can do too, I think, is roll your hand down as much.
yeah, absolutely, as much as we can. So that's all you got to do now. After we get all this ribbon off to the amount that we want. I'm only going to go halfway, and hopefully that'll work. Then I got to take out the staples
Okay.
without damaging the wood and without damaging the fabric. And then we're going to start peeling stuff back and get to the E-clips.
Yeah. Is there anything that you can do, like, I know there's sometimes stopping fray, there's like a glue or something that you could spray on the fabric. Could you spray it on it before you take out the staples? Or would
That wouldn't be a bad idea. It's usually just in a bottle
It's a
rather
little
than a
bit bottle,
spray.
okay.
So yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea at all. That's a good idea actually. So we can put it on to stop the fraying. Hopefully yours doesn't, of course.
Right.
But this is a loose weave fabric, so it's got
like a
little-
linen or something like
Yeah.
that.
So all right, I'm gonna take out these. I'm gonna get this off the ribbon, and then some people call it GIMP. It doesn't make a difference. Whatever you have on there, get it off, and then get the staples out, and then we'll get moving.
All right, perfect.
Okay? So as you can see all the fraying I'm talking about here, it's a good idea to put the fabric glue on there, which comes in a little tube. I'm going to do that so when I put it back on. But I'm also going to press down a little bit further and staple, and then cut that off with a razor blade. But it wouldn't hurt to put a little bit of fabric glue right here to stop this fraying. So all I'm doing is taking out the staples here, and then when I get this done, I'm going to peel back the foam here. It's glued down as well, so I'm going to have to peel this off, peel it back. Maybe I might take a razor blade and cut back here and get back to the, or peel it back and get to the zigzag clips. That's it. So that's the next move. You're going to see this peeled back, the foam.
Perfect. Alright, so now he's taking off the material that's covering up the springs. Actually, I can see one of the clips that are exposed right now, and they did use screws, little tiny screws to attach the clips to the frame. He's going to take that off, and once we get that done, we'll show you all what it looks like underneath, and we'll move on from there.
Yeah, it looks like the rail did not split, so that's good.
That is good news. That is very good. So we're going to finish this up and get back to you.
So we've already replaced one. We did the back end, the back one here. So we're going to do the middle one. We're going to show you how we're going to do that, but Grant's going to do this one. And I'm going to get the camera and get up close and show how we do it. They did use screws.
Right.
Okay, so if for some reason yours fell out and got lost or whatever, then just use smaller nails or screws yourself, as we mentioned earlier. And we're going to get started. I'm going to get the camera and Grant's going to get up close there.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Like this. Alright, so right now all I'm doing is loosening the existing screws. And get this one out. Don't want to lose those. Alright, so once we get this one, last one out, we're going to put the clip back in and put in the middle screw first. Because these go around the bar of the zigzag, or the wire of the zigzag to keep it in. So we got this one out. Alright. Pop this off. Be careful too, because sometimes this gets quite sharp. If I may reach over here.
There it is.
Go ahead.
Let me get on this side. So you put that anchor screw in first.
Right. Make sure it's nice and tight.
It's good too that the rail is not split.
Right. It kept spinning, but it didn't look like it was going down too much, but still had grabbed. So you gotta be careful, just in case you don't strip the screw. You stretch it out. Alright. Then let's see real quick. It looks like the holes, this bracket right here, this is one of the originals. It's the eyelet's a little bit farther away than this one. So I don't think I can hit the original holes, but that's okay.
Should
Make some new ones. What we're going to do is hammer this down. Hammer time. Alright.
Now we kept that plastic, excuse me, Grant.
Yeah, please.
We kept that plastic on. You want to have that plastic. The clip itself has a paper which stops squeaking.
Right.
That's the whole point.
That makes sense.
You're just going to simply replace those screws.
Right.
Or if you have upholstery tacks, and just do the upholstery tack.
There we go. We're going to go down to the next one. Make sure it's kind of straight too, just in case. The eyelet gives you a little bit of play, but not much. Okay.
So you can repair this so easily yourself.
Definitely. How's that look so far?
Good.
Good. Start this one off. Hear my wrist cracking? Wrist?
Mm-mm. You don't hear it. If your rail is split, you could possibly squeeze some glue down in there and put some clamps on it for about 24 hours. And hopefully be able to use it again. If not, there's a time you gotta throw things out too,
That's right.
if it's damaged too much.
That's it. That's fine.
That was simple,
Yeah.
easy.
And we're done. So all we're going to have to do next is we're going to have to, let me turn it over to this camera real quick. All we're going to have to do next is we're going to take this, put it back exactly as we found it, take the foam, lay it back down, and then continue on with putting back on the fabric, and then that tape as well with the hot glue gun.
Yeah, and I think I will put a little bit of fabric glue, which is in that bottle over there,
Okay.
to stop the fraying, just to be safe. It may not be necessary, but I'm going to do it just to be safe, because I got to use. I only have I have like a 1/4 of an inch of fabric to work with.
Yeah, because they cut it as soon as they obviously put it inside the groove. So.
Right, I take a razor blade and cut it right on off all the way around, and then put on the GIMP or ribbon.
All right. So.
All right, so it's going to, like you just said, let's put this back on and get going. I'm not going to glue this here.
All right.
Okay, it's not necessary. So I've for years never done that, never seen that, so it's fine. You don't have to do that.
All right. So this will last many years, and we'll get back to you as soon as we do that.
All right, so I'm going to do this. Okay.
All right. Okay, so right now all we're doing is we're adding just a little bit of that fabric glue. As far as I understand, it comes on white and kind of clear, dries clear, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're just going to add a little bit of that.
This may not be necessary, especially for you if you
Right.
don't have a fabric that
That has
frays.
that has like a weave or whatever.
It's just a certain type of weave these things do this with. Okay, so you can see I'm putting back the fabric here. I did put a little bit of that fabric glue on there. I took the hairdryer and sped up the process. You could actually use Elmer's glue if you wanted to. Just put a little bit down the bottom and it'll work just fine. You don't have to go buy a special fabric glue if you don't want to.
That's good. I like that.
All right, so I actually learned that from an upholsterer who's an absolute master. Guy was unbeatable in my opinion, and I said, "What kind of glue you got there?" He goes, "Elmer's glue." So I laughed too. All right, so I'm going to go finish this up. I'll get these, all you're going to do is take your hand and then pull down like this. See, if I didn't use the glue here, I could easily start fraying this because I'm pulling right here and it could just start taking off on me. So I'm hoping it holds still. You never know until you're actually delivered it and they're happy and the check clears.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this and finish that back up, and then we're going to get back on to the ribbon, okay?
What's the point? a good rhythm going there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to finish up gluing up the tape that covered up the staples. We can get you a good shot of that real quick.
It's very simple. Just go really slow. A little glue goes a long way, because if you squeeze too much and then you push down the ribbon, tape, or GIMP, whatever you want to call it, it'll come out here. It'll squeeze out. So if that happens, get something like this. It looks like a letter opener, but it's called a regulator, and just go in there and scoop it up and pull it out of the way. It does a very good job, actually. So if it squeezes out on your top fabric, go in there like sideways and scoop it on out.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Squeeze a little bit in here, and this thing gets really hot. So if you're working for with a white fabric, the glue will actually turn brown because it gets burned, and you can actually have it come out and stain the fabric. So don't put too much. I'm going to push this down in there, hopefully.
I think sometimes when you get too much glue too, it almost saturates the fabric, so it starts to discolor the fabric, where it looks like it's wet almost.
You certainly can. So that's good enough. I'll work with this just a little bit more, but I think that's pretty good. Now you can see the old holes there. I tried to take, this is a fabric that will fray a lot. Let me get a little small brush. And I tried to get some of the hole marks from the old nails out of the way by lightly brushing over top of it, and not really. But you know, I don't want to bring up any part of the nap, if you would.
That's all. That's fraying and pull it out.
Right. So she's going to do some investigation for us to find the
Right.
existing nails through the original manufacturer.
Right, and they hopefully will send the nails, and we'll just put them on for later.
Yeah.
Now we want to do a quick recap too. If you do not have the existing screws or nails,
Like if they fell out or something.
right, all you want
lost
to do is get something a little
plug
bit
this in.
longer, correct?
Yeah, exactly. I said earlier smaller. Thank you, Grant. I said smaller. I don't mean in diameter. What I mean is don't put too much or too big of a screw or nail in there where you crack the rail. And this is a rail here.
So
okay?
don't make it bigger than the
That's
comparison to the original. Don't make it bigger than the original, just make it longer.
Just make it a little bit longer so it goes
Okay.
down further. But you don't even have to do that. I mean, if you have your existing screws, just use those.
Yeah, you're fine.
It's very, yeah, exactly. So that's what I meant by smaller earlier, because that might sound kind of confusing. Don't do a smaller one because it won't hold.
Right, it's gonna pop right. Yeah.
Right, don't get a smaller one. But what I meant was is don't get too big of a one where it cracks the rail.
Okay.
Okay? So that's it. I mean, it's repaired. It's good to go.
It's got years to go. We also we repaired obviously all that, and it's good. I don't
Put a
know what
new
we
dust
also
cover
did,
on
but
it.
we did it.
But they'll be happy with it. They'll be really happy. So then they have, like you said, more years of use. So we hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, please give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Tell a friend.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to comment.
Right. Our main goal is to save you as much money as possible. And if you can't do it, then great. Support a local upholstery shop or repair shop.
Right.
I mean, of course, we're one of them, so we would love that too. But if you can do it yourself, well, do it yourself. Save yourself a lot of money.
And to be honest, sometimes some of these smaller jobs might be a little bit,
don't want
taxing for the upholsterers.
They don't want them.
No, they don't.
No, they don't want them.
No.
No, they might want them. I
might.
don't really know, but
If business is slow, sure, but if you got a sofa to do and then you got this little thing to do, it's like, give me the sofa,
right, yeah.
instead. So you get it.
Yep.
In any case, if you can do it, we want to help you to show you how to do it and get it done.
So now, if this was your problem or is your problem, now you know.
What to do.
So we're going to see you next time, right?
All right.